The traveler stood there in disbelief, hands covering his face in pure disappointment, as the TSA agent held up his backpack and pointed directly at it with a stern expression. His perfectly normal bag, one he'd flown with dozens of times before, was now banned under new airline regulations he'd never heard of. His business trip was over before it started, and rebooking would cost him $2,800. Airlines implemented over 200 new rule changes in 2025, but they buried the announcements in fine print and scattered them across policy documents that most travelers never see. After analyzing regulatory filings from major carriers and tracking passenger complaint data, I've uncovered the rule changes that are blindsiding travelers and costing them thousands in unexpected fees. From carry-on restrictions that now apply to items you've always brought aboard to documentation requirements that can strand you at international borders, these aren't minor policy tweaks. They're fundamental changes to how air travel works. I'll reveal the new baggage rules catching frequent flyers off guard, the seat selection policies that can separate families, and the check-in requirements that can invalidate your ticket. Plus, the one rule change that accounts for 40% of all passenger disputes in 2025. Carry-on size restrictions that changed overnight. Airlines quietly implemented new carry-on dimensional requirements in January 2025, but the changes weren't announced until passengers started getting stopped at gates with bags they'd used for years. The standard 22 by 14 by 9-inch carry-on limit that travelers memorized is now obsolete on most major carriers. Delta reduced maximum dimensions to 22 by 14 by 8 inches, just 1 inch smaller, but enough to catch thousands with non-compliant bags. United implemented a new including wheels and handles measurement policy. American Airlines introduced weight restrictions. Carry-ons over 35 pounds now require gate checking with fees. Former gate agent Sarah Chen revealed that enforcement is inconsistent. Passengers fly from Los Angeles to Chicago with no problems, then get stopped in Chicago for the exact same bag. International carriers have stricter requirements. Lufthansa requires bags to fit in sizing bins that are 15% smaller than previous standards. The most expensive surprise involves gate checking fees. Previously free when overhead bins filled up, airlines now charge full checked baggage fees, typically $35 to $60, plus an additional gate service fee of $25. Professional travel consultants recommend purchasing luggage sized for the most restrictive airline you might use. They pack essential items in guaranteed personal items rather than relying on carry-on space that might become unavailable. But carry-on confusion is just the beginning. Even if your bag makes it aboard, the seat you're sitting in might not be guaranteed. Advanced seat selection becomes mandatory. The days of arriving at the airport and getting seat assignments are ending as airlines implement mandatory advanced seat selection policies that can separate families and eliminate free seating options. Southwest Airlines announced ending their 50-year open seating policy, requiring advanced seat assignments starting late 2025. Delta now requires seat selection at booking for all fare types, charging fees for assignments made less than 24 hours before departure. United eliminated same-day seat assignments for basic economy passengers. The family separation issue has become particularly problematic. Airlines no longer guarantee seating families together when seats aren't selected in advance. One mother with 3 children under 8 was told her family would be seated across 4 different rows because she didn't pay for advanced selection. International flights face additional complications. Many airlines require seat selection before online check-in becomes available. Emirates charges $180 for preferred economy seats selected within 24 hours, compared to $45 when selected at booking. Travel experts complete seat selection immediately upon booking, understanding that prices increase exponentially as departure approaches. For families, they verify airline policies regarding child seating requirements. Speaking of booking complications, travelers are discovering that even their luggage weight assumptions are outdated. Checked baggage weight limits become stricter. Airlines reduce checked baggage weight limits while simultaneously increasing overweight fees, creating expensive surprises for travelers packing to previous standards. The standard 50-pound checked bag limit has been reduced to 40 pounds on several major carriers. JetBlue implemented the change in February 2025, catching passengers with $150 overweight fees for bags between 40 to 50 pounds. Spirit reduced limits to 40 pounds while increasing overweight fees to $200. International travel faces stricter requirements. Many European and Asian carriers enforce 20-kilogram 44-pound limits strictly. Lufthansa charges €100, 108, for bags between 44 and 55 pounds, and €200, 216, for bags over 55 pounds. Former airline employee Marcus Rodriguez explained, "We used to have discretion for bags a pound or two over. Now, the system automatically flags anything over the limit, and agents have no override capability." Luggage experts recommend purchasing lightweight luggage to maximize packing capacity and using portable digital scales to verify weight before leaving home. Weight restrictions aren't just affecting traditional luggage, they're creating new problems for tech travelers. Electronic device restrictions expand beyond phones. Airlines expanded electronic device restrictions beyond the familiar phones in airplane mode to include equipment many travelers never considered problematic. Smart luggage with built-in batteries now faces strict regulations. Bags with non-removable batteries are completely prohibited. Luggage with removable batteries must have batteries removed and carried separately. One traveler had a $400 smart suitcase confiscated because the battery wasn't easily removable. Gaming devices face new scrutiny. Handheld systems with removable storage cards require separate inspection. Gaming laptops with high-capacity batteries trigger additional screening. Virtual reality headsets are treated as complex electronics requiring bin screening. Medical devices face the most complex regulations. Insulin pumps, hearing aids, and other battery-powered medical equipment now require advanced airline notification. CPAP machines must have batteries removed for separate screening. Electronics travelers maintain detailed inventories of all battery-powered devices with capacity specifications. For medical devices, they contact airlines 48 to 72 hours before travel to ensure compliance. Technology restrictions are particularly challenging for international travelers who face additional documentation hurdles.
International documentation requirements become more complex. International travel documentation requirements have expanded beyond passports and visas to include health certifications, financial documentation, and return travel proof. Electronic Travel Authorization, ETA, requirements expanded to dozens of countries that previously allowed visa-free travel. The UK implemented ETA requirements for US citizens in 2025, requiring advance online applications and $12 fees. Canada extended ETA requirements to visa-exempt European citizens. Health documentation requirements persist beyond COVID-19. Several countries require proof of routine vaccinations, measles, mumps, rubella, that most travelers assume aren't necessary. Yellow fever vaccination certificates are required for travelers who visited affected countries within 30 days. Financial documentation requirements have become more stringent. Many countries require proof of sufficient funds, bank statements or cash declarations, to cover entire trip expenses. Some destinations require return ticket confirmation and hotel reservations as proof of temporary stay intentions. International travel experts verify documentation requirements through official embassy sources 30 to 60 days before departure, and maintain digital copies of all required documents in cloud storage. Documentation complexity extends to the check-in process itself, where airlines are eliminating traditional options. Airline app check-in becomes mandatory. Airlines are eliminating paper tickets and airport kiosk check-in options, forcing passengers to use mobile apps or face significant fees and potential boarding denial. Delta eliminated airport kiosk check-in for domestic flights in early 2025. United charges $25 for agent-assisted check-in when mobile check-in is available. American Airlines implemented a digital passenger requirement. Travelers without smartphones pay additional fees for paper boarding passes. The mandatory app requirement creates accessibility problems for older travelers and international visitors without U.S. phone plans. One 78-year-old passenger missed her flight, because she couldn't navigate the app interface and the airport charged $50 for check-in assistance. Mobile boarding pass requirements extend beyond check-in. Many airlines no longer print boarding passes at gates, requiring passengers to maintain phone battery life throughout travel days. App-based check-in often requires internet connectivity and location services enabled. Tech-savvy travelers download airline apps and complete check-in before leaving for airports, taking screenshots of boarding passes to ensure access without connectivity. They carry portable phone chargers to maintain device functionality. Digital requirements reflect airlines' broader strategy of reducing flexibility across all services.
Flight change and cancellation policies become more restrictive. Airlines modified flight change and cancellation policies in 2025, reducing flexibility while increasing fees for modifications that were previously free or low cost. Same-day flight changes, once available for modest fees, now require premium fare purchases or elite status. Delta eliminated same-day changes for basic economy passengers entirely. United charges $150 for same-day changes that previously cost $75. Weather-related policies have become more restrictive. Airlines distinguish between weather at departure airport, weather at destination airport, and weather en route, with different compensation policies for each category. Many delays that previously qualified for meal vouchers now fall under extraordinary circumstances exemptions. International flight changes face additional restrictions. Many airlines prohibit routing changes entirely. Passengers must cancel and rebook rather than modify itineraries. Some carriers implemented dynamic rebooking fees that increase based on remaining seat availability. Flexible travel experts purchase comprehensive travel insurance and book refundable fares for important travel when schedule certainty is crucial. Policy restrictions particularly impact frequent travelers who've built travel patterns around loyalty programs.
Loyalty program changes that devalue benefits. Airlines fundamentally restructured loyalty programs in 2025, changing earning structures and reducing benefit values in ways that caught frequent travelers off guard. Elite status qualification requirements increased dramatically. Delta raised Diamond status requirements from 125,000 to 180,000 MQMs. United modified earning structures to emphasize spending over distance, requiring $15,000 annual spending for gold status. American Airlines eliminated lifetime status achievement. Award redemption values decreased significantly while availability restrictions increased. Delta increased award ticket prices 30 to 40% for popular destinations. United eliminated award chart transparency, implementing dynamic pricing that fluctuates based on demand. Companion passes and upgrade certificates face new restrictions. Southwest Companion Pass now excludes peak travel dates. United's upgrade certificates expire within 12 months instead of 24 months. Delta eliminated automatic upgrades for Gold members on domestic flights under 1,500 miles. Loyalty program experts diversify their program participation rather than concentrating spending with single carriers, focusing on transferable point currencies when possible. Program changes particularly affect travelers who require special assistance.
Special assistance and accessibility policies become more complex. Airlines implemented new procedures for passengers requiring special assistance, creating additional documentation requirements and advance notice obligations. Wheelchair assistance now requires 48-hour advance notice on many carriers. Passengers who need assistance but haven't provided advance notice face delays and potential boarding denial during busy periods. Some airlines charge fees for wheelchair assistance beyond basic transport. Service animal documentation requirements expanded beyond federal requirements. Airlines require veterinary health certificates dated within 10 days of travel, behavioral training certifications, and advance notification forms submitted 48 to 72 hours before departure. Emotional support animals face complete prohibition on most carriers. Medical equipment transport requires extensive advance coordination. Oxygen concentrators need advance approval and often require additional fees. Large medical equipment may require purchasing additional seats at full fare prices. Accessibility-focused travelers research airline-specific policies thoroughly and complete all required documentation well in advance, carrying comprehensive medical documentation. Beyond assistance policies, airlines have expanded fee structures to previously free services. Hidden fees expand to previously free services. Airlines introduced fees for services that were previously included in ticket prices, creating unexpected costs that can significantly increase total travel expenses. Printing boarding passes at airports now incurs fees on several carriers. Spirit Airlines charges $10 for paper boarding passes printed by agents. Frontier charges $5 for kiosk-printed passes when mobile check-in is available. Customer service interactions face new fee structures. Several airlines charge for phone-based customer service that could be handled through apps. United charges $25 for agent-assisted rebooking when online options are available. Basic comfort features now generate additional revenue. Some airlines charge for overhead bin access on basic economy fares. Seat reclining capabilities are blocked on certain fare types. In-flight entertainment access requires payment on routes where it was previously complimentary. Budget-conscious travelers calculate total trip costs, including all potential fees, rather than focusing solely on base fare prices, researching airline-specific fee structures before booking. These fee expansions reflect a fundamental shift in airline operations. These 10 rule changes represent a fundamental shift in how airlines operate, transferring costs and responsibilities from carriers to passengers while reducing service levels and increasing complexity. Protection strategies include verifying current carry-on dimensions, completing seat selection immediately upon booking, weighing luggage at home, researching electronic device restrictions, confirming international documentation requirements, downloading airline apps, understanding flight change policies, monitoring loyalty program changes, researching special assistance requirements, and calculating total trip costs including fees. The one rule change that accounts for 40% of all passenger disputes in 2025 isn't about baggage, seating, or fees. It's the elimination of grace periods for rule violations. Former airline customer service supervisor Jennifer Walsh explained, "We used to have discretion to waive violations when passengers made honest mistakes. Now, computer systems automatically enforce every rule with no override capability. Previously, gate agents could waive overweight baggage fees for military families, allow slightly oversized carry-ons when overhead bins weren't full, or provide complimentary seat assignments for families with young children. Those accommodations have been systematically eliminated. Computer systems now enforce policies without exception, removing human judgment from customer service interactions. Agents repeatedly explain that they want to help, but the system won't allow it. Passengers who succeed in 2025 understand that airlines operate as inflexible systems rather than customer service organizations. They plan meticulously, verify requirements obsessively, and never assume that rules can be bent for reasonable circumstances. What new airline rules have caught you off guard this year? Share your experiences in the comments. Your story could help other travelers avoid similar surprises. If these insights helped you understand the new airline landscape, hit that like button and subscribe for more travel industry analysis. Ring the notification bell for my next video revealing the 5 airline policies designed to generate revenue rather than improve safety. Safe travels. And remember, in 2025, successful air travel requires treating every flight like it's your first time flying.